back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Friday, March 15th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. For some reason, whenever I'm waiting for an app to download on my phone, I get a little dopamine hit because there's some part of my brain that thinks something cool is about to happen. Well, now that she's less than 24 hours out from the biggest show of her career, I wonder if figure standout Tarryn Garlington is starting to get that same feeling. The third-year pro is about to make her season debut against the best lineup that she's seen in her career up to this point. And I've already talked to a few people down there covering the event who are curious to see what she's bringing to the table. Last season, Garlington put together two really solid efforts at the Orlando Europa and Upper Midwest Pros. So as long as she comes in and plays to her strengths, she has a chance to crack the top 5. It doesn't matter whether you're young or old. At some point, we all learn the same valuable lesson. Life is going to beat you to your knees and dare you to get up sometimes. But at the end of the day, what we do in those moments is what defines us as to who we are. Just ask classic physique star Nat Paul. A few days ago, Paul suddenly popped up on the radar after going ghost for the majority of the 2018 season. And based on the response from fans we had in our inbox, there definitely seems to be a level of excitement to see him return to action. At one point in time 2 years ago, Paul had a moment where it felt like he was one of the hottest young prospects in the division. So if he can get back to that place physically and mentally again, there's definitely room at the top for a guy with his talent. One of the reasons why fans root for the underdog is because they love to see athletes pour out their heart and soul when they compete. And even in a division as competitive as figure, you won't find too many athletes who go out there and leave it all on the table more than Bojana Vasiljevic. On Tuesday, someone inside Bojana's camp leaked a behind-the-scenes photo of her conditioning for this weekend's Arnold Australia, where I have her on my short list of top 3 contenders. Based on the reports I've heard from my people close to Bojana, this was the most productive offseason she ever had as far as maintaining her conditioning is concerned. And assuming she shows up and hits the mark, she can make things interesting in that first call-out. At this point in bodybuilding culture, saying that someone looks well photoshopped is almost like a badge of honor. So I thought it would only be right to show some love to the only person on planet Earth who walks around looking like a human Photoshop experiment. My old buddy, Big Ramy. For the most part, Ramy's done a nice job of keeping himself off the radar for most of the off-season, which is an impressive feat in and of itself for a guy who's built like the real-life version of Thanos from the Avengers. For a guy in Ramy's position, you have to think that seeing someone like Sean Roden go through the ringer and finally reach the top of the mountain last year has to light a fire under you. So, once we start getting closer to the big dance, it'll be interesting to see if the changes he made to his support team and his scenery end up paying off in the long run. Bodybuilding is like any other sport in the sense that we think of each generation as being defined by eras. And right now the men's physique division is about to enter into the first chapter of the Brandon Hendrickson era. When you look back at it, last season's championship was one of the most historic that we've ever seen. I mean, the guy competed in 8 shows, won damn near every one of them, not to mention the fact that he knocked off a 4-time Olympia champ in Jeremy Buendia along the way. It was historic, it was epic, and maybe most of all, it sent a message. The Brandon Hendrickson era is here. Now, it's up to everyone else to try to keep up. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.